Am I the asshole for refusing to ground my daughter for taking the job her brother wanted? My son, 16, and my daughter, 18, both decided to get a job because our current financial situation isn't good. My son's been looking for some time. So far he lost 2 jobs and couldn't complete 2 months working. I decided to help them and I found a restaurant looking to hire waiters. I told my wife and she said, "Perfect. This is the kind of job our son needs." I asked what about our daughter. She argued when I told her that I will be telling both kids to go and apply for the job. She said I was being unreasonable and shouldn't let our daughter know about this job opportunity. I ended up talking to both kids and told them to go see if they could get hired. The manager decided to test their skills for 2 days. Our son got rejected. It made him upset. 2 days after our daughter came home and told us she got hired. Both my wife and my son threw a fit saying that the manager was being an asshole to hire just our daughter. I told her maybe our son wasn't focusing on work since he was already kicked out of his previous job. My wife went on about him having experience, unlike our daughter. That his sister must have had done something because she stole the job he wanted. I told her to stop making excuses for him. She said our daughter should quit right away because either she meant it or not she took his job and he feels awful about it. I disagreed. That's when she had a talk with our daughter demanding she quits because the work environment there must be toxic, and her brother was supposed to get the job and she took it. Our daughter refused after her mother insisted. My wife and I had an argument last night. She demanded that I ground my daughter for stealing her brother's job after she refused to quit, that it's the right thing to do or he'll resent her. I called her ridiculous and said that our son obviously wasn't qualified and his sister was more deserving. She called me unfair, that I'm playing favorites, that the kids will hate each other. I got fed up and I blew up telling her to go find him a job instead of getting our daughter to quit hers and trying to ruin it for her instead of encouraging her to be independent and be happy for her. My wife isn't talking to either me nor our daughter. My daughter started asking if she did something wrong. Am I the asshole here?
Not the asshole. Your son probably can't hold a job since your wife keeps coddling his mistakes. Your daughter did well to get hired in this economy and I would make sure she understands that whatever she does, doesn't warrant the kind of treatment your wife and son are giving her. Rather it's a poor reflection of the kind of people they are.
Not the asshole. Your wife accused you of playing favorites. That's rich, considering how obviously she favors your son. This description kinda makes me think she has a tendency to act like a sexist jerk.
Not the asshole. If anyone is playing favorites, it's your wife. What a weird hill to die on.
Not the asshole. You can't steal something from someone if it doesn't belong to them in the first place. You told both children about the job, they both had the opportunity to apply. Your daughter got a job, your son didn't. Your wife is working really hard to ruin her relationship with your daughter by so obviously favoring your son.
Not the asshole. Please tell your daughter she did nothing wrong and stand your ground. Your son is obviously not qualified for the job. He and your wife are the asshole here. They rather continue your struggle with money just to protect your son's really fragile ego. Their behavior is immature and childish. It's pretty clear why your son couldn't hold a job. Don't let them bully you or your daughter. Talk with your wife and set her straight. That's no way to behave as an adult and mother.
Not the asshole. Why isn't your wife happy for your daughter? When I was 15, my sister and I both interviewed for a movie theater job. She got it, I didn't, and life went on.
Your wife sounds completely batshit here. Her terrible behavior makes her seem like she hates your daughter and fawns all over your son. Glad you refused to play her game. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Your wife and son are though. Out of curiosity, is your daughter your wife's biological daughter? If she is, then your son is the golden child in your wife's eyes and that isn't okay. Your son didn't get the job because he didn't prove himself to the manager, not because his sister stole it. You need to have a talk with your son about his work ethic and you need to either divorce your wife or get her into therapy for the sake of your daughter.
Seriously? Not the asshole. It sounds like you consider the children equal. But the mother definitely considers your son a golden child. It sounds like your daughter passes the skill test and your son didn't.
Not the asshole. Is it typical for your wife to coddle your son and prioritize him over your daughter? Does she frequently downplay your daughter's accomplishment out of a misguided wish to improve your son's image? Your son lost 2 other jobs. What kind of coaching did you and your wife do to help him improve his performance on this 3rd try? This is not just about the job. Your wife's entire approach to this incident is troubling. In most families, it would be expected that the older kid would automatically have a better chance at employment, and your son already had 2 strikes. You need to talk to your daughter about how she feels when her mother does this. And you need to call your wife out for silent treatment. It's disrespect to others and passive-aggressive abuse.
Not the asshole. Stand your ground against your wife. She's ridiculous. A few things. 1. Oh no, our sisters are taking our jobs. 2. Even if your daughter resigns, your son won't get the job. I am sure there were more than 2 applicants, and your boy doesn't seem the best choice. 3. In your wife's eye, your daughter is the biggest competitor on the job market. Now that competition is off the market, go send your boy for those sweet job offers. 4. You are not picking favorites. You are being fair. Your wife and the manager is picking favorites. Not the asshole. Your wife is behaving terribly. Why does she think so little of her daughter?
Not the asshole. Speaking as someone who grew up in a household where my brother was always put first, good for you for sticking up for your daughter. You are 100% right here. They had an equal chance at the job and your daughter was hired because she was the better working. Your wife is insinuating it was because of what? Her looks. Ridiculous.
Not the asshole. Your son was gonna lose that job to someone else if not his sister. So far he lost 2 jobs and couldn't complete 2 months working. Just because your son has worked more jobs than his sister doesn't mean that he's the better choice. Sounds like your son needs to work on his work ethics and try harder to be a better worker. So far he lost 2 jobs and couldn't complete 2 months working, tells me that he's the issue. That his sister must have had done something because she stole the job. I'm honestly tired of misogyny and perhaps my mind is in the wrong place right now, but what exactly is your wife implying here? That your daughter did sexual favors to her the job? Flirted her way? Not the asshole, and tell her to not be surprised if one of these days your daughter cuts contact with her, because if she is acting like this over a job, I'm sure she has made her feel like less than her brother in other aspects throughout her life. Not the asshole. Your wife is playing favorites. Clearly she can't be happy for your daughter and she also can't be supportive.
Not the asshole. What the hell is your wife's issue with your daughter? I'm so happy she has you on her side.
Not the asshole. Pot meet kettle. She's favoring her son over her daughter, while you are not supporting your wife's ridiculous demands.
Not the asshole. Your wife has a warped view of the real world. No one gives up their job because so-and-so didn't get it. There are no guarantees that if she quits, he will get it anyway, especially since he was rejected from the get-go. If she continues to baby him like this, he will be seriously affected. She is the one playing favorites and is hurting your daughter in the process. Major is she her bio mother? Not the asshole. Your daughter getting the job can actually be beneficial for your son, as many restaurants tend to hire family, friends of employees. Maybe he's not cut out to be a server, but if they need someone to wash dishes he could do that.
WTF. Is she sure you are the one playing favorites? Why can't she be happy for your daughter and encourage your son to look elsewhere or focus more on school? You not the asshole.
Did anyone else catch the implication from mom that the daughter must have done something to get the job? Hell no. Your daughter will have to deal with those insinuations for her entire working career. The last place she needs that nonsense is from a parent. Not the asshole, but you will be if you don't shut down your wife and son immediately.
Thank you for having your daughter's back. Too many parents would just let this go to smooth things over and hurt their child. Obviously not the asshole. The manager decided to test their skills for 2 days. What does this entail? Not the asshole. Protect your daughter. Mom needs therapy ASAP. She sounds like she may have a history of devaluing your daughter that will strain your family further if she, your wife, doesn't go to therapy to have her problems sorted out.
She called me unfair, that I'm playing favorites, that the kids will hate each other. Not the asshole. She is being unfair. She is playing favorites and the kids will hate each other. Because of her .
NTS, that's some next level bullshit. Your poor daughter. I'm glad she has someone in her corner. I hope this doesn't hurt her too much or that she feels like she deserves to be anything less than proud of herself.
Not the asshole she's playing favorites so hard I'd wonder if that's the reason he didn't get the job. Did she give your daughter more chores and housework growing up? Maybe he's just a bit useless now.
Not the asshole obviously. But also. Info, has your wife always had disdain for your daughter? That conclusion jumping is very souse and depressing.
Info. Why does your 16-year-old need a job? Are you guys forcing this on them? Shouldn't he focus on schooling instead?
Not the asshole your wife is an asshole. You were fair to both kids by giving them an equal chance at the job. Your wife is asking you to pick your son and to put him first. That isn't fair on your daughter. It's unfortunate that they didn't offer your son a job, but you and your wife should be happy for your daughter. Not the asshole, and neither is your daughter. Your wife is horrible and your son will grow up to be a major asshole if you don't stop this behavior. This doesn't sound like a problem that has popped up for the first time. Please continue to have your daughter's back, no matter what your wife throws at you.
Not the asshole, neither is your daughter. Your wife has nerve to accuse you of favoring your daughter when she so clearly favors your son.
Not the asshole. Your wife and son seem to be ignoring whatever it is he keeps doing to lose his job opportunities. Can you identify something specific? Not that they would acknowledge any error on his part to be the problem.
Not the asshole. At the end of the day, your daughter got a job that your household needs. Your son is only 16 and hasn't the best work record by the sounds of it. It might take him a bit longer, and so what if it does? Also, I assume HES in school, so he needs the job less as far as gaps in his CV, resume goes.
Not the asshole. That his sister must have done something because she stole the job he wanted. Your wife believing that your daughter cheated or something else unprofessional is especially harmful and alarming here.
Not the asshole. I'm tired of people reinforcing that jobs are for men and not the girls, and that mediocre or downright bad workers, as long as male, should get the jobs. And to have this happen in the family unit makes it even worse. Your wife should be fully supporting your daughter. God, how it pisses me off. Reminds me a lot of my family, too. My mom had a rule: I couldn't do anything my brother wanted to do because I'd do it better and he'd get discouraged.
Not the asshole. Your wife plays clear favorites. How do you think that makes your daughter feel to know her own mother thinks she is nothing? Why did your son get fired from his last 2 jobs? Has that been addressed?
OMG, ground her for getting a job. What the fuck is wrong with your wife? Could she coddle your son anymore? Not the asshole, and your wife is being majorly tar.
Not the asshole. No wonder your son can hold down a job when his mom treats him like a little baby who can do no wrong. Lol, ground her, she's 18. Not the asshole. Please reassure your daughter that there is nothing having good work ethic and that she got the job because she deserves it and they think she's good for it. No one hires just anyone off the street. Not the asshole. For whatever reason, the manager thought your daughter was more qualified. If you live in the U.S., many states prefer waiters, waitresses to be at least 18 since that is the age to serve alcohol. Since your daughter is 18 and son is younger than that, then that could be a simple reason why she got it over him without mentioning who deserved the job. Otherwise, I don't know their personalities, but maybe your daughter just has a better server personality than your son. Or maybe, looking at your son's precious track record of not keeping jobs, that could be a red flag to potential employers. You did nothing wrong. They both took their chance and one of them got a job. Your wife should be happy someone in the family is making money.
Not the asshole. How do you ground an 18-year-old?
Not the asshole. She got the job fair and square. He didn't. That's how life is sometimes. Also, shouldn't your wife be happy that there will be more money?
Not the asshole. 18-year-olds can serve alcohol, 16-year-olds can't, assuming that you're in the U.S. Usually teenagers don't even get hired as waiters but as support staff, bussers, hosts, food runners. I would assume that is the number one reason why they hired your daughter over your son.
Not the asshole. You did good. One day there'll be a promotion or job opportunity. A significant other would be more comfortable if your daughter passed it up. And she won't. She'll remember this episode. That it isn't her place to comprise her professional and emotional well-being to pander to someone's hurt ego. I'm sorry for the discord in your household at the moment, but this mollycoddling of your son by wife is also bound to get the poor chap into a world of trouble, as opposed to help him navigate the adult world eventually.
Not the asshole. Your son wasn't getting the job even if he was an only child. At least your adult daughter has found a job to help the family, and this time a lot of people are struggling. Her quoting will only hurt the family, not employ your son. Your wife is being unreasonable and showing clear favoritism for her son over her daughter. And trying, thankfully unsuccessfully, to teach your daughter that an unqualified man ego is more important than her ambition and success.
Not the asshole. But it sounds like your family should legitimately seek counseling. That whole situation is volatile. Your daughter got the job, period. He just needs to keep looking. The reactions from him are not surprising. He's young, but mom's reaction is mind-blowing. Punish the daughter because she got the job.
Not the asshole. So he's only 16 and has already lost 2 jobs. That's all you had to say right there. Nobody is stealing anything from him. He's blowing it all on his own.
Not the asshole. Your wife is babying her son and somehow vilifying her daughter. They both applied for a job, one got it over the other. The son keeps losing jobs. He didn't lose out to her. He lost out because he has no work ethic. You don't lose 3 jobs and blame it on your sister. Your wife needs a fucking wake-up call. This is how she gets to be NC with her daughter when she grows up.